Hello everyone, welcome back to the SMITE guides to Yemoja. This is Joust. Now, Yemoja in Joust is a little bit odd because her first ability is more useful than it is in any other mode because it's a 3-on-3. You see, locking down and doing that much damage to any single target in a 3-on-3 is much more impactful than it is in a 5v5. However, in exchange for this, her second ability is much less potentially impactful. In a 5-on-5 situation, if you hit an enemy, you're wiping out their shields, and you're doing some damage to them. Which is pretty impressive if the enemy team has enough amount of shields. For allies, if you hit an ally, you're, going through and healing your allies and providing them with a health shield. Again, for a 5-on-5, this can be very useful. Because it's a 3-on-3, as you've probably already assumed, this is a little less useful overall than it would be in a 5v5. It doesn't impact as much. You would think that it would be about the same because 3-on-3, but quite frankly, because all it takes is for one person to die, while it is nice to eliminate enemy shields or heal enemies, you're in total doing less healing and less shield providing, which means since even though there's only 3 enemies, they tend to dogpile on one target, 2 damage dealers and 1 tank, as opposed to 2 damage dealers, maybe 3, depending on the situation, and 2 front lines in a 5v5. The thing is, with 5v5s, not everyone concentrates on the same target. Assassins typically go for squishies, the hunter will typically go for the front line, the mage will target whoever's grouped up. That's not the case in Joust. People just go for whoever they can. Now, we do have an interesting situation here with this particular enemy composition, where Xingtian is obviously their front line. Aphrodite is a tankier than average mage, and will probably be a pain in the neck to deal with. I will probably have to acquire some form of anti-heal, assuming Zeus even loads. There we go. So we are going to definitely have to do some adaptation. We're going to pick War Flag, though, because Zeus has pretty useful auto attacks, and so do I. So we're going to start with that, and we're going to go into Gauntlet of Thebes, and we're going to go into Level 2 Cloak of Meditation. Now, I'm going to go for Gauntlet of Thebes first, then I'll probably grab Pestilence to deal with the Aphrodite and the Xingtian. It's pretty likely Medusa will build some lifesteal as well. Is she going to poke with this? She's probably going to try to take the damage camp with it, using the poison to potentially confirm it after she's shot it. It'll be really interesting to see exactly where she takes that. Hey, Xingtian, how you doing? See, now you're all grouped up and everything. Where's Medusa now? Now, for really good, I can get Thanatos to eliminate the Xingtian. Yeah, I'm not really sure that was the move, my guy. I can heal people, too. This is actually one situation in which the second ability will actually prove itself more useful than on average, because I get to heal myself and both my allies, whereas Aphrodite is going to be stuck just healing the one, which is actually, for once, going to actually demonstrate the potential use case for this very specifically. How did you oh, the birds. Acid spit? No? Okay. What is Aphrodite building? Okay, she's building a hybrid. Interesting. Now the question is, where did... unfortunately, I don't have access to this info... Well, why did he... Boom, his dagger is not that great in Joust. It's great in jungle. There's just not much jungle here. There we go. Gonna go ahead and heal you up just to make sure you're fine before you hit the road. I'm assuming they took the damage camp, yeah. Would have been foolish for them not to have. That was a golden opportunity for him to absolutely throw a death scythe at her. And why he didn't, I'm not sure. I mean, we still got the kill, so it's not too bad, but it was a really strange decision to rush at the Medusa. Okay, that was her ult, which is fine. I'm waiting for a good opportunity to ult. I want to see Xingtian use his jump. I'm dead? Yeah. Retrospectively, I should have tried to use my heal. I doubt it would have saved Zeus, but it might have saved myself. I went in there because I thought the Thanatos was going to tower dive. They didn't, which was the correct move. I did not anticipate the correct move, and that was a matter of a problem of a lack of trust on my part. That is 100% my own fault. Thanatos is not to blame there. The Thanatos might be building like a lunatic and make questionable decisions when I lock down a stun on a target, but that last fight was 100% my fault, not Thanatos's. This is a really odd game because very clearly everyone's doing absolute tons of damage. Just wait for me to hit the stun, or a slow at the very least. My goodness. Hey, come here so I can heal you. There we go. I need my Gauntlet of Thebes. Yeah, go for the poke, that's fine. Just don't commit to an attack. Now I have my Gauntlet of Thebes. I imagine... Oh, Xingtian went for the Breastplate of Valor first. Interesting choice given our team composition. Probably because he's afraid of getting ulted by Thanatos, so the less physical damage he's taking, the better off he is. Also, it gives those delicious 20% cooldown reductions, which everyone loves to see as a Xingtian. Yeah, there was really nothing we were going to be able to do about that. Are you going to back? No, you're not. Zeus. Okay. Yeah, I died for absolute reason there. Thanatos dove way too deep for that. You're dead. Oh, nice speeds. Oh, good play. Good play. That was absolutely fantastic. They're not going to be able to pick up the Yemoja. Not the Yemoja, the Aphrodite. I'm Yemoja. Finally. Anyways, let's see if we can save Thanatos here. Now, again, I'm going for Pestilence for two reasons. First, Xingtian and Aphrodite are hitting decently hard. Second, it is going to be the anti-healing my team desperately needs. I know exactly what Thanatos is going for, and I'm going to just let him take it. Now again, even if you don't expect to use a ton of the second ability, your ability leveling should always be first, second, third, with the ult being upgraded whenever you can, because that's just a really good amount of damage. It's just a really wonderful time. I would like for the Xingtian to use his jump. That is what I would really like right now. If he jumps in, I counter ult, and we're in really good shape. Or we just do this. You went for the person going under tower. When you had this delicious... Use your zap. Oh, so close. You had a delicious Aphrodite right there. That's a shame. I used the wrong ability. And she didn't chase that, which is very odd. She could have killed me there. She might have been afraid of getting whacked by Thanatos afterwards, which was a distinct possibility at the time, to be completely honest. But still, I'm very surprised she did not chase that. She was probably playing it safe because they are ahead by a decent amount, and a death at this point would really help us out a lot. We would get a lot more out of that than she would. I'm not worth nearly as much as she is. She's 1 and 2. I am 0 and 2. So in terms of stats, in terms of gold, in terms of experience, she's worth just far more than I am. There we go. Yes, thank you. I kind of need you to be killing these things for me. Okay. I don't know where Medusa is right now. There's Medusa. And there goes Thanatos. I'm expecting them to dive pretty soon. If they do, I ult them. I'm using this as a trump card. They're gonna come in with these minions. Oh, you can't get out. That is a shame. That was excellent. Thank you. That is who you needed to take. It's very rare where you get that opportunity, but it needed to be done. I just want to make sure Thanatos does not die. This is a big opportunity to make a comeback. She went the wrong way. It was a mistake. I just wanted her to die before the Zeus got killed by an ambushing Medusa. She just respawned, so the possibility existed. I was deliberately trying to get the kill there if it would hasten her death, so that way we wouldn't have to deal with Medusa coming in and trying to save her, which is what I was really afraid of. Okay, that was a really good throw. This is bad news. Trying to save him, but... Nice, nice. I don't know how he was able to get out of that. You absolute mad lad. And it worked, too, which is very impressive. I'm trying to keep Thanatos alive. This is not going to work. Xingtian does too much damage. Yes, it will work. Ooh, snap. That was absolutely bloody fantastic. I'm getting the absolute crap slapped out of me, but that's okay. Holy cow. I can't believe we pulled that off. I was absolutely hitting panic mode on that one. We need Heavenly Wings. I don't often build this, but in this particular case, neither of my allies has any form of ability to get out of trouble. They don't have a genuine... Well, Thanatos technically has his ult, but it's not something you necessarily want to use as an escape. If you have to escape using Thanatos' ult, that probably means you've lost the fight. Not always, but probably. So I would like him to try to preserve that whenever possible for aggressive reasons, especially given the Xingtian. So we'll go with sprint. That's her ult for absolutely free. I will take that every day of the week. That was not bad. The... Oh... You did not go in. Alright. I was really honestly expecting him to go in. Oh, that's fine. As long as you didn't die in the attempt, I really couldn't care less. What are you doing? Xingtian, you okay? Nice. I'm not sure how that didn't stun her, but okay. Be healed. Interestingly, I can keep... Oh, I'm going to die for this. No. Zeus absolutely saved my life. That was nice. Can we get her? I will die for this, if I need to. How did I survive? How did we survive that? Well, the Thunderstorm survived because I was spam healing him a little bit. I think I pushed him just barely over the edge. She's faster than I am. She missed, though. If you think I'm about to turn around and abandon my boy Zeus here, you're completely mistaken. We need to go. We overstayed that very badly. You're kidding me. Interesting. I must confess I was not expecting the Medusa to tower dive me there. That was a highly risky move for her. I'm going to grab Shogun's Kusari here. And then I'll probably finish up with... I'm not really sure. Maybe a Pridwin? No, I shouldn't really be building Shogun's Kusari, should I? I should be getting Pridwin next. Yeah, I think Pridwin's the best move right now. Then what'll I need? That's a really good question. What will I want after Pridwin? Oh, I know what I need. This is one of those longer Joust games. It's because both sides have a healer. That tends to draw out games a lot more than normal, as the two teams play more cautiously in an attempt to not die so they can be healed. There's Zeus. Nope. I just hit my face on my mic, too. Oh, I'm going to die for this. There we go. I really need Pridwin. I need more Omi regeneration. Yep. What I need... is something I don't build terribly often. Actually, I build this almost never on her, but I'm going to go with Divine Ruin. Oh, wait. No, I have a better idea. I'm going to go with Toxic Blade. I'm going Toxic Blade specifically because that'll increase my auto attack speed. Not all of my abilities do damage. In fact, only two of... well, technically 3 of them do. And I think Toxic Blade is just going to be a more reliable way for me to reduce their... ability to heal, especially since Zeus has Divine Ruin, so that is technically a separate anti-healing effect, so I believe Toxic Blade works at the same time. I am 98% confident of that. Do not necessarily quote me, though, just in case I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works because it is a different anti-heal proc. No, yeah, the Aphrodite is the problem here. Nope. I'm gonna die here. That's fine. I saved Zeus. At the very least. And Zeus picked up the Medusa. Oh, that's too bad. Interesting choice of... This makes sense. You shouldn't have Contagion. That does not stack with Pestilence. I don't know if they know that. They probably don't. Yeah, that's fine. We can afford that for now. Alright. The Aphrodite is absolutely dominating. She's hard carrying them, but then our Zeus is doing almost as well. Just not quite as much. Our Thanatos is doing a little better than Medusa, which is what the difference there is. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Now, my question is, where exactly is Medusa right now? There's Medusa. Ah, shoot. Zeus doesn't have pen, does he? Not enough pen, anyways. You just back off there. This is the situation Aphrodite is going to excel in. I can't out-heal her in a 2v2. I can out-heal her in a 3v3. The instant Thanatos dies, our team composition falls apart because I don't heal as much as her in that circumstance, very specifically. And that's the problem right now. I want to save up for that. No, I should really finish Toxic Plate off, actually. Okay. Now, let me see here. Zeus is fine. Needs to finish some items there, though. Okay. Where is Medusa? I assume Medusa is... There she is, yes. Good. That's her ult for absolutely free. That was a very unfortunate time for Thanatos to use that. Out of here. Nice. Trying to save Zeus, but I cannot heal as much as her in the 2v2. Shoot. Exactly for that reason. Yeah, I know. There's nothing I can do here. Best I can do is keep the Titan safe. Which they're not going to be able to kill, I don't think. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Finally, I have enough for War Flag, War Banner, whatever. Now you see the real problem with Yemoja's heal. You can see both the pros and the cons of it. If this was a 5v5, I wouldn't really have to worry too much about the Aphrodite's heal, because I would have other allies to help deal with that, and my healing would roughly total hers in the 5v5 because I'd be healing 5 people. Since this is a joust and a 3v3, she's massively out-healing me, because even though, technically speaking, in a conquest, we'd be healing approximately the same amount equivalently, give or take, depending on the magic power of the individuals. But roughly speaking, the healing would be about the same. Oh, I'm stuck on minions, and he's dead. The problem here is that another problem is that Thanatos is too aggressive for being behind. There's nothing necessarily wrong with being aggressive or being aggressive with Thanatos. The problem is we are behind. And if you're behind, you really shouldn't be that aggressive unless you have a serious advantage. And we were not in a position of advantage there. We were attacking from, well, we were confronting each other from the front. And it was just not good at all. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, notice I prioritized the Medusa there. It's because in this situation, with her high single target damage, she's the big threat on the board there. Okay. Please hit. Nope, went for Aphrodite, who had her ult, so that was not going to work out. Yeah, the problem is that... What is it? What else? How much do you have, honestly? This is ridiculous. She heals just way too much in Joust. Honestly, that really is what it's coming down to. It's just the amount of healing Aphrodite can bring in Joust is so strong. Well, that happened, I guess. Now you're out of mana. And you're not going to be able to get that mana back. Shoot. Yeah, she got me. Thanatos will be able to come back up in time to, I think. Nah, that's it. So, this didn't go particularly well, but I do want you to see this so you can really see a comparison of how meaningless Yemoja's heals can be in the context... Oh, it's no problem. In the context of someone with a little bit more of a dedicated heal. Now, Hell can also out-heal Yemoja. Actually, I'm going to go through all of the people who can... Whoa, that was really ballistic. I'm going to go through all of the people who can... in fact, badly out-heal Yemoja, because Yemoja has 2 healing options, but it's such a small heal sustained over time simply by merit of the fact that you can heal basically for free, so they really reduced her healing amount. And it's really important for you to understand that, and this is why I very rarely build the Rod of Asclepius. I have it here as an option under the Uncommon Staff, but this is actually why I almost never build this. Let's actually take a closer look at this. Except they seem to not want me to. That's because for some reason they think that this is Pridwin, which is weird. Anyways, Rod of Asclepius only increases healing by 20%. Now, going back to the heals before, right? The Omi, that's 1 plus 0.2 per level. The basic attack healing doesn't even scale with her auto attacks. At the end of the day, I think it heals by like 5 every half second. 5 HP every half second. That's not terribly impressive. In the Mending Waters, while it has a decent heal of 130 plus 15% of your magic power, most of the time when you're playing Yemoja, well, especially if you're playing Yemoja as a support, you're not really building a ton of magic power, so that's not really significant. This usually winds up, for me personally, based on how I build, this usually winds up ending up as somewhere in the approximate vicinity of 150 in terms of healing. So it's really not worth building Rod of Asclepius on her, but if you look for a comparison at what some of the mages do, let's actually go to Aphrodite first. The Lovebirds is healing 38 per tick, plus 10% of the magic power. Now, assuming an average magic power for a damage Aphro build of 700, say, you're looking at an impressive 100 HP for 6 seconds. That's 600 HP over the course of 3 seconds, right? That's really impressive. And that's on average, of course. And then you've got, say, compared to Hell, right? We have the Light Self-Heal, which heals over... how long does this last again? 5 seconds. So it heals 170 plus 30% of your magic power. Again, assuming an approximate amount of healing here of... let's assume 700 again. You're going 30% of that, so that's about 210. No, that couldn't possibly be correct. Yeah, it is 210. My head math was actually correct, and I doubted myself for no reason. So that's about 210. So that's about 380 per second for 3 seconds. 3 or 5 seconds? 5 seconds. So about 300-ish health healed over 5 seconds at a 700 magic power for Hell, right? And that doesn't even include the Restoration, which is 180 in one shot, plus, again, 25%. That's going to be about I think, what, 180? Another 180, so about 360-ish, somewhere around there. She heals a lot as well. She also massively out-heals Yemoja. And these are just 2 examples. Chang'e is a little bit less egregious. She has the Moonflower Dance, which only heals for 130 plus 30% of her magic power, so she only heals with each wave, I would say approximately 250 on average, with a 700 power build, approximately. Again, I'm using 700 because it's not an unusual number for mages to hit at end game with full build. If you're building full mage, that is. So, just some examples. Yemoja's heal isn't that impressive. She can out-heal the likes of, for example, Iset, who only heals with her ult, and that's actually how she can out-heal her. She can typically also out-heal Ra, whose heal is very small, as well as Olrun and other people with very small heals. Hades comes to mind as well. But for those who are dedicated healers, who are perceived as genuine dedicated healers, she's going to be massively out-healed, as Aphrodite showed there. And this is actually, interestingly enough, as useful as it can be to heal allies with the auto-attacks with Yemoja, it just isn't going to make that big of a difference in the long run. It's really intended to top people off between fights. That's about the best you can do with the heal. Your second ability is primarily used to eliminate enemy shields, or provide your allies with shields. It's really not intended... Oops. Not purchasable. It's really not intended for healing. It is more in line with the idea of providing a shield. The heal on top of that just makes it more useful. It is a useful ability, just not in Joust. It's not strong enough in Joust to contest people like Aphrodite in Hell, right? And that's just an unfortunate truth. But this was very illustrative of that problem of Yemoja's healing. Yes, it's free, technically speaking. No mana required whatsoever. But it's also really low. You can see here, yes, you have the average 130 heal that other people have, but it's only 15% of the magic power scaling. And again, if you're playing support Yemoja, you're just not going to have that magic power. You really aren't. If you're playing damage Yemoja, which I don't like playing her as because she's only got 3 damaging abilities, her third ability does no damage, and her second ability, if you hit an ally, heals them instead of damaging the enemy, which is fine, but if you're playing damage Yemoja, your intention is to damage them, right? It's just not terribly useful in that... Well, it's just not terribly useful in Joust. And as a damage Yemoja, you're not looking to heal your allies, you're looking to deal the damage with Mending Waters. So that's really... And this is my large issue, really, with Yemoja's kit. Is on the surface, it looks incredible, but frankly, Mending Waters is my least favorite ability of hers. Yes, it's great at eliminating shields. Problem being is that support Yemoja doesn't do that much damage to shields because she doesn't have the magic power to do so. And she doesn't have the magic power to heal a ton either with this. Mostly, I'm using her ult, her Riptide if needed. Again, in the last fight, you'll notice that I really didn't use Riptide that often. That's because the main damage dealers, which were Medusa and Aphrodite, they were mostly ranged. Yes, there is the Shockwave from Aphrodite, and she did use that with her own area on occasion, but overall, she really didn't use it that much. Most of her shockwaves came from Xingtian, who can jump around the rings pretty easily anyways, so it was going to be a waste of effort past potentially one time, the first time. And, the Bouncing Bubble I also, slash Moonstrike, I also use fairly heavily. I just don't use Mending Waters too often because as it is now, in terms of its usage, it's too weak to heal people when you're support Yemoja most of the time, and it's not being used for healing if you're damage Yemoja. And if you're damage Yemoja, you're using Mending Waters instead of Riptide, basically. That's what it comes down to. No matter how you play / build her, there is an ability you really aren't looking to use too often because it just doesn't fit. Now, you might use Riptide to chase people when you're damage Yemoja, but that's about it. You're not using it defensively. You might use it at max range to try to bounce them back to you, but even then, once you start the Moonstrike bubble combo, you really don't need much else. If you're playing damage Yemoja, that is. With that being said, I'll do another joust where maybe we don't have an insane healer, but I did want you to see this episode so that way you can really grasp one of my problems with Yemoja's kit overall that I really haven't been able to talk about because there hasn't really been a good opportunity to do so until this match. So with that being said, thank you all very much for joining me. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please ignore me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them down in the comment section below. And yeah, have a great 24 hours.